Greetings and welcome to Review Time. I'm your host Islip, and today I'm going to be reviewing the JB-00 Infinity Warfare upgrade set. It's an upgrade set by Junkyard Blacksmith. And you can see the box right down here. It gives you the also available JB-01 Justice Commander, which many of you have already seen that I've done. Tactical Officer, which is a Soundwave. JB-01B Evil Commander, which is Black Convoy, some people call him Scourge or Nemesis Prime, and JB-02B Tactical Officer Hyper Mode, which is just Sound Blaster. So here is the back of the box, and Infinity Warfare, to get the name of the various bits and pieces you get. This here is the Mistil Tenin, Hugin, Munin, the Gary or Jerry, the Frecky. Sorry about that, my battery ran out. Anyway, so the Gary or the Jerry and the Frecky, the Draupnir, the Eon Graper, the Wolflaws, and the Eorgosil. So it says create your own Excalibur, which is when you put every single piece together. Well, almost every single piece together. Bio says, beyond the barrier of time and space, forces of justice and evil also exist. After infinite battles, the Creator had defeated the Dominator and entered an eternal sleep. The Creator's might broke down into numerous fragments and spread throughout the universe. Whoever obtains all these fragments will succeed as the next Creator. One fragment crashed on a planet Beastros, a world populated by hybrid beast robots. Sounds like Beast Wars. Anyway, these inhabitants worship the fragment as an avatar of their god, despite its insignificant size. Oh no, it says insignificant, not insignificant. See? Insignificant size. Each fragment holds tremendous power. It can also shift into weapon form and advance its user's power. The cosmic scoundrels are aware of the fragment on Beastros and have sent elites to claim it. New recruits of the Justice Force are already in pursuit. Will they stop the evil? Where are the rest of the fragments? And who will arise as the chosen almighty? And then there's a bunch of Japanese characters there, or Chinese. I should just stick with Asian. Anyway, okay, so here's the warnings. Junkyard Blacksmith. I wonder if it has it doesn't have the little sad onion that's prominent in a lot of other reviews. I won't mention names. Anyway, so let's just break it out and see what we get. Alright, so we get a nice clamshell covering. Hold on, let me pull this back. Nice clamshell covering case, and there's two parts. There's an underside and an overcover. So you can see the various swords. You can see the hands that would go onto your combiner. You can see the various pieces that can go onto the hands of the combiner. The stick things, the connector pieces, more connector pieces. So, here's the instructions. I actually haven't looked at this yet, really. Oh, I did, but not quite. So you can make hyperform thing like that. Ultimate form, which is the giant sword. Ooh, I didn't know that could happen like that. Here you see a picture of Predaking in power-up mode with extra bits and stuff. Coming soon, there's going to be more parts to add on. I see 1, 2, 3. It looks like 4 more sword type bits plus a little point here. I don't know if you can see that too well. Anyway, let's see. The other side has all the bits with all the names. And it's sort of like they wanted to go with, I don't know, like Scandinavian type names. I see a lot of these names and I'm thinking like Thor and Asgard and what the? Some of the names on this are different than what was on the back of the box, but you know, we've got basic forms, swords, and crap. We've got like a makeshift Magnus hammer with the fists, which looks alright as long as you don't turn it around and you can see the fingers. You've got various spears. So yeah, anyway, alright, so let's go on and see what happens when we use our imaginations. And here are the Combaticons in their vehicle modes. Here's Swindle. I didn't use any of the bits with him, I just took the energon bits from the other guy and put them on there. So, I get him out of the way. Here is Vortex, and I took the swords, Hugin and Munin, and I put them down here as well as 2 of the bear claws. Oops. And, okay. So now he can fly through the air and stab you, and he can also shoot you. He can, you know, hover and turn sideways and fire rockets, pew, 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 right out there. And, yeah. So, not too bad. I could have probably added more to this or back here and, you know, whatever. Yeah, you can do what you want. Here is Onslaught, their leader, and, you know, went simple with him. I used the Igor Cell and the Draupner, and just gave him 2 guns that shoot forward because of the Minicon port. They do not go all the way around, although I guess I could have attached them at the Minicon port and just had them like that, and then they can rotate all the way around and up and all that. So anyway, whatever. He looks cool as he is. He's got rocket launchers, and his rocket thing rotates, so do the guns. So yeah. Now this one I decided to try to be a little creative with, and went a little, just a little outside the box. Here we have Brawl in his rolly stabby shooty mode. So he's got the sword, the steel Tane. He's got the they're called the Yarn Great Piers, the hands. Just used them as hilts. He's got his energon weapon facing forward. He's got the one facing backwards because if it faces forward, it would just shoot into the sword. And these facing up. So yeah. So not only does he roll at you and shoot the heck out of you, he's gonna stab you at the same time. Really, really stabby stab. Okay. And then last but not least, Blast Off in his flying, stabby, shooty mode. So yeah, I used these swords, Jerry and Frecky.
I used the sharp bear claws, 2 of the attachments, and 2 of the Igor cells to make the front. So he can fly at you and stab you with these, or shoot you with these. Shoot behind them. I guess the connector port can be the exhaust. Wings that can cut your head off while he's flying towards you. So, yeah. Again, not really trying to be realistic or whatever, just wanting to show what you can do when you just show a little creativity with these. So let me see. Alright, so I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, so here is Onslaught in robot mode. And what you can see that I've given him a sword. I split up the big sword into its 5 components. And he's got his sword, which is called Mistil Tain, sorry. And now he's got 2 underslung guns. Courtesy of 2 pieces of the Igor cell, the ones that have the handles. And the tips are 2 of the red Dropnir. So, no more non-weapon love for him. He's got weapons, and I think they fit. I think they fit him well. I would have had him back here, but they don't fit into anything back there, so anyway. We'll get him out the way. We'll go on to Swindle. And you can see it just Swindle's Energon hand weapon is still right there. I could do something creative with it, but I decided not to. I don't care. Gave him a sword, and that was pretty much it. Now the sword has a handle down here, and it has sort of like a barrel here. Like you can add something to it and make it sort of like a gun sword a la Final Fantasy VIII. But I didn't do that. I think it looks just fine, just the way it is. I mean, this looks ridiculous, but if I just go and do this, there, not too bad. Now he's got just a, Energon weapon sword there, gun. So, yeah. So, that's Swindle. With his sword. This one is called this one's either Hugin or Munin. It's hard to tell because they are both basically just reflections of each other. And on the box you can't really... Yeah, anyway. So, we'll take him to the side. We'll bring out Vortex, who has the other Nin sword. And these make up the 2 halves that surround the middle sword down at the base. So, again, pretty nice. Not much more to see there. So we'll just take him and move him out of the way. Here we have Vortex. And I decided to add the wolf claws that look like guns underneath that just, I don't know, add something to his gun. I mean, he didn't need it. I mean, he's got enough guns going around. And I decided I used the long bear claws here, just, I don't know why I did that, just as a decoration. And now he's got sort of like a speared sword, I don't know what it's called. This is the other part of the Igor cell, the part that doesn't have the extra handle. So yeah, so it's not bad. It would have looked better if I could have had it down here. Actually, I guess I could cheat and I could like take it apart and put it in his hand like this, and then put the other part down here like this, and no, I couldn't. His hand's not big enough. Well, anyway. Yeah, I'll leave it like that to the outside. So he's got like a chopping sword there. And I sort of like how it the color fades so it becomes translucent around the edges, sort of, but not quite. I wish the red would have been a deeper red instead of this kind of watermelon Jolly Rancher color, but whatever, it still looks pretty nice. And here is Brawl. Whoops. Same deal with the, Igor, so this is either the Jerry or the Frecky, or the Gary or Frecky. I don't know how to say that. And I decided to undersling his Energon weapon so that you could see the extra gun barrels. I mean, it's not that great. I could probably think of something else, but I'm trying to get this review done. So, yeah. And then I had some extra bits, which I just put into a little block. Here are the hands. Here, there's a connector bit for Predaking there, connector bit, more connectors, the black drop nears. Nice little kind of wall thing. I mean, and the weapon possibilities are endless. I just wanted to have, make it simple, have 5 weapons for the 5 bots. But yeah, you can add this and, make it into a giant hilt, turn it into like a Magnus hammer, have it like this, and let's see if I can get a piece of something. Let's get you. Take those off and just take this and something like this or something like that. You could make sort of like a Magnus hammer. Not the greatest, but little bug flying. Whatever. It's up to your imagination. Alright, so let's move on to the next phase. And here he is, or here it is, all set up. Oops, sorry about that. So you can see, got the hands here with the wolf claws. The ones that are rounded off that look like guns. Let's see what other pieces did I use. I used Igor cells, the little stick things, to simulate the cannon in the back. And if you really want to give them that G1 Bruticus feel, hold on, I can tighten this up. Just flip those back, and then you've got a pretty decent sort of homage, to G1 Bruticus with a bit of Darth Vader's Ghibli, whatever, face mask. So, there's those. Anyway, so let me show you what I did with the arms. Okay. I took let's zoom this out just a little bit. Move him out of the way. So I took the hands and I took 2 of these pieces. Let's see if we get the light on him better. 2 of these pieces. They have 1 hole at the bottom and 2 pegs at the top, and they're kind of uneven. So I took the fist and plugged it into the peg hole, and now you see you've got 2 pegs. And take this one with the peg hole, put it on the small one, and this gives you an almost even level peg. So this way you can plug it into the feet let's see, vortex. You just take it and you line it up as you would the pieces that would normally become the energon feet, and you just kind of plug it in. And it's not perfect, but it does work, and you got to do it right. So make sure this piece is hanging out in front like so, and you just plug it into, line it up, plug them into the pegs. Oops. And then you just tighten everything back up again. Align it and tighten it up. And there you've got the hand on there. And let's see if I can do this. You can see there's a little bit more space. Oops. There's a little bit more space at the bottom between the foot and the base of the peg than there is at the top, but it holds pretty good. So that's what I did for that. What I did for the other hand, was I just took the hand. I took this little piece here. It's got a hole there all the way through. This is the this would be the connector to stick it in between the feet of the arm bot, the bots that form the arms of Predaking. You would hook these into the inside of the feet, and then you would just hook the hands into there. So I use one of these to hook into, to connect to there. So I just do that, take that, stick it in like so, stick it in like so, and then you just plug this in like this, and it's pretty decent. I mean, it's a little bit of a thin wrist, but considering that you're going to only be paying about $29 for this upgrade set, a bit of thin wrist and slightly longish looking arms is really not really that bad of a price to pay to get a decent hands for your Bruticus Maximus. And oops, it's all going to pieces. As for the sticks that are approximating his back cannons, I just took, let's get this out of the way. I just took one of these pieces that has the peg right here, and plugged it into one of these pieces right here, just like that, just like that. I could line up the holes, and then what you do is when you transform the onslaught into the body for Bruticus Maximus, you have his arms. Let's take this off. You have his arms facing straight out instead of having them like this to the side like they're supposed to be. Put them out like this, and then you can take this and you can peg it into the fist. Now, it would have looked nicer if I could have pegged the fist, pegged them on the inside here, but I can't because the fist is too far in, and there's issues with this bit right here. So yeah, so that's that as far as what I did to use them with excuse me, at Bruticus Maximus. Now, obviously, this is in no way as good as getting the Crossfire upgrade kit, but not many of us have $110 to spend on that. I happened to be lucky one time. So, yeah. Whatever. You know the fist goes on there. Having trouble putting the fist back on. You know it goes on there. You can, of course, if you want to, you can avoid all the headache and just have two of the tanks here. I just have that piece there, and give me a second. I'll try this one more time. It's a bit finicky. It is. I'm not gonna lie to you. This set wasn't really made for Bruticus Maximus. I'm just using a bit of creativity to get it working. So anyway. Hold on. Alright, so before I forgot this part, I used two of the, turn this a little bit more light on there. I added 2 bits to the foot to give it more of a stabilization. Let's see, what bits were they? They're called they're either the Draupnir or the Oraupnir. No, it's a D. The Draupnir. And I used the 2 long red ones for here. So, yeah, so anyway, you can get them some pretty decent poses. I mean, they're not going to look, yeah, I mean, it's not bad. You know, you can get them some pretty decent posing. The articulation hasn't been hindered from the original, the original way it was done. And once you start putting in poses, it actually starts looking better. And now you can use this sword that you can make from the pieces that are left over. Every single piece of this set is represented in this figure and in this sword. These are the other 2 pieces of the Draupnir, the black pieces. These are the there, black Draupnir right there. Here are the long wolf claws, and then these are the various swords, which names are Misteltane, Hugin, Munin, Jerry, Frecky. Yeah, I'll show you what's what. And you can make 5 little swords out of this. A spear weapon if you want to, take that. You can do a lot of things. Anyway, so you just take this, put this in the hand, and close it up. And now, your Bruticus Maximus is a big old frickin' sword. Which looks pretty decent. It looks pretty nice. And the reason I got the red version was because my Revenge of the Fallen Bruticus Maximus has red and orange Energon bits. So I figured the red would go a lot better. So, yeah. Yep. And if you're wondering, yeah, you can still use these bits, the Gears of War bits, with the upgrade. So I'm going to put the upgrade pieces on, and I will show you. Well, first I'll show you this. See the sword? It looks pretty nice. Get the light behind it and see all the detail in the sword. Bruticus. It's got nice fingers now. If I forget, the articulation is as such. The thumb rotates, but it does not move in, and all the fingers are posable together. And yeah, that tends to fall off if you mess with it a bit. So this is more for, less for playing and more for, collecting and just upgrading the look. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So, alright. So let's get the Vance Project upgrades on here. Alright, and here's the sword in its ultimate form. And it looks really nice. It does. It's huge, but it's too big to be held by these hands. They weren't made to hold this, so they don't hold it too well. The arms work fine, but the hands are too loose. However, I'm pretty sure I can get these hands onto here. So, yeah, let's try that. Alright, so as you can see, you can put the hands on, and they fit alright. I mean, you know, give them that burning finger look. But yeah, you could, the same way we connected it to the other one, we can do it right here. And you can add on the Wolverine knuckles if you want, or gun knuckles. So yeah, you can do that. I mean, you can do a bunch of other things, but I'm running out of time. Most importantly, you can't get him to hold the sword. See? Now he holds the sword without resting it on anything. There. See? So, yeah, you've got other bits left over that you can add to it at any point, but the main thing is that this Gears of War, I don't know why I keep saying it, this Infinity War, JB-00 Infinity War set is a really good buy. For $29.99, you get bits that you can actually upgrade any of your combiners with. And you get this really cool sword. I used to hate this, but actually having it now, it's actually really cool. Excuse me. And you got extra bits to make guns and whatever. I mean, it's really cool. So, my advice to you is to go ahead and purchase it. It's just $30, especially if you don't have a Predaking Maximus Crossfire upgrade set. You can't afford it. This is a pretty decent alternative. And even if you don't have a combiner, you've got enough stuff here that you can arm any of your other robots with. Its set comes in Energon Blue and Energon Red. That's the only way I can describe it. A translucent blue and a translucent red. I went with the red for my Revenge of the Fallen Predaking Maximus look. And eventually I have Predaking, and I'll need it for that. If you have Revenge of the Fallen Superion, or the regular Energon Predaking Maximus that has the blue Energon bits, I'd say get the blue set. It'll do you good. So, this is Islip. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day and have a good night. And I hope you liked this review. I hope it was worth the wait and the hype. Bye now.
This hand of mine is burning red. Its loud roar tells me to defeat you. Burning finger!